So you're using automation and you're doing it lazily on top of it. That is so upsetting.
And I think that is where we make a mistake.
Yes. You just really made a connection for me.
There's no way you would get that robust an answer, well thought out, different perspectives by just asking chat.
This study came out that showed that excessive reliance on AI-driven solutions can contribute to cognitive atrophy, or essentially the shrinking of your critical thinking abilities. Like direct correlation.
If you're using AI, you need to be clear on the costs.
Yeah. Use your brain.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. We're going to start now.
Right now.
I was on a panel discussion and they were talking about something random. And the person that was on there's a couple of us on the panel, but one person that I very much respected and agreed with, and there's another, peers, folks that are there in the creator space. And one guy's like, well, I asked ChatGPT and it gave me this answer. And, I was just, I'm working with that as my base. And the older gentleman that I, again, mentioned before, I have a ton of respect for, his response to the other guy, I'm trying my best to be very general so that you don't go and find this panel discussion because it was broadcast. His response was, he's like, he said, you see AI as the boss. I see AI as the intern.
Right.
So I tell AI what to do. You're asking AI as the expert. Like your whole concept of AI is that it is smarter than you because it has access to much more information. When someone like you actually created it. And so you're engaging with AI in the wrong way. And so he said these words, and I have to read it. Stop letting it tell you what to do and leverage it to get back your time. And I was like,
yeah, no, that's it.
I've never said it in those words before.
Exactly.
But that's exactly how I use AI. And there's this question. That's what we're going to be touching on today. This whole concept of AI and authenticity. Can they both exist? Can we use AI and not lose our own unique flavor? And I think that it is possible. Sparingly. And so
with some caveats.
Yeah, some caveats. And we want to share a couple of points where that's concerned today, especially pertaining to the creator and creating. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
And creating.
Yes.
Because in your creative process, I think you can use AI. But as you are creating, it's the intern. It's the intern, and you're buying back your time. And I think just in those few sentences, you've kind of got a base for what we're going to be chatting through today. There was a podcast before the podcast, and that's why we're already we're like halfway through the episode
in
today.
our minds, because we started having the conversation before hitting record.
Exactly.
We're going to catch you guys up.
We're going to catch you guys up. Yeah. But this is the How It All Works podcast, and I get to serve as your host, Kirk Nugent, and this is my lovely co-host,
Taina Nixon.
And today we're going to be looking at AI and authenticity, especially for the creator. There is this concept I want to touch on here. This, the whole rise of AI tools. Creators are afraid of losing their unique voice or unique perspective. But then there's another layer that I want to touch on briefly and then just kind of go right back to our major points. And that is, this might be dangerous. So when the automobile was first created, people were looking for faster horses. No one was looking for an automobile.
Right.
They were looking for faster horses.
Yeah.
They were looking for faster horses so much so that in order to get them to start looking at the automobile, they rated the automobile
horsepower
in terms of horses.
Correct. Yep. And still do, technically.
And still do. To this day.
For whatever reason, we're still talking horsepower.
Yes. When torque and
all
speed and all
things
far
exist.
better terms, but we still have, it's got such horses. Horses? Really?
Half of y'all have never ridden a horse. That means nothing to you. The word horsepower means nothing to you.
It's a
you don't know what that means.
From a totally different generation.
Yeah.
and I just, these are I bring this up because cars were faster.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they had to. Cars were more efficient.
It's because we don't like change.
No, so. And this is the space that I find a lot of us are in right now. Cars, but here's the piece that I don't think a lot of people are looking at. Cars require roads. Cars require driver's license. Cars required stoplights.
Right.
Crossing signals.
Yeah.
Speed limits, traffic cops, insurance. Like cars
require regulation.
An entire industry that came into being because cars are now here.
Right.
And now we're talking about electric cars. And, you know, I thought we'd had flying cars by now. You know, I grew up on the Jetsons.
I watched the Jetsons.
I mean, come on, really? I feel like
we were promised a lot. And
hey, the Jetsons literally talked about 2022 and 2024.
I'm not seeing it.
I'm seeing nothing.
What's going on?
None of the above.
We're behind.
We're behind. But I just feel like every iteration of technology came with its own backlash and its own pushback. I think this is the same here, but there's a stark difference.
Yeah.
Because we are now, or some of us are ceding to AI our creative abilities. And I think that is where we make a mistake.
Yes.
So when we created the car, when World Wide Web came into being, because that was a whole nother shift.
Right.
1999, .com era, everything was blowing up. And then you had social media, right? Facebook started in a college dorm room. It's crazy how these things are standards now, but this was not the way. In fact, the term email is because it was an electronic mail. Like how we used to send mail, we did it now electronically, and it was like, okay, email. But really, it's not. It doesn't have to be the same way.
It doesn't.
we like limit ourselves in the digital space by this old primitive thing. My point is, we have to begin to see these advances as what they are. Like, this is the boom for right now. AI is the boom for right now. That's cool. This is the automobile when the automobile first dropped. But how are you going to use it?
Right.
The car, everybody had to determine if are you gonna drive? Are you gonna get a car?
Right.
Are you gonna stay with your horses? How long is it gonna take you with the horses?
Right.
And this is my challenge for many of us, is like, I think with the car, we know exactly where it fits in our overall day-to-day use and strategy.
You just really made a connection for me.
Come on.
Or as you're talking about it in relation to the advancement in technology as far as cars are concerned, when it comes to AI, I am Amish.
You're Amish? It's like, yo, I'm taking the horse and buggy.
I am the Amish. I actually am still using a lantern, a horse, and a buggy.
Come on.
That's where I am with AI.
Hey, listen.
And we can talk about that more.
No, we will. We will. I love that.
I have reasons. But I am the Amish.
The visual of a horse and buggy right now, it just kind of puttering through is absolutely priceless. But I think there's something to be said for putting them in their right categories.
Correct.
And so even with social media, there's a lot of people who don't use social media, but then you don't get the benefits of social media. And that's right. As long as you're okay with that.
Yes.
Then that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you're okay with that. And I think these are the things. It's like, I don't want to say when it comes on to systems and processes, I don't think there's a right or a wrong.
Right.
It's just how you want to get things done.
Correct.
But when it comes on to the God-given ability that each human has to create, I don't believe we should outsource that to anything or anyone.
Me neither.
Even to give it, like, before AI was ever a thing, there was this whole concept of hire someone to like respond to comments and stuff like that.
Yeah. I never got into it. I have never. I despise it, actually.
I despise it, actually.
Because I can tell when you're doing it and I don't like it.
There's the difference.
I can tell when it's you versus when it's your thing. And then sometimes it's malfunctioning. A person is actually trying to generate conversation with you in your comments.
Yes. And
your comment says, nice, check your DMs.
That's not.
Because they used some word that triggered your... whatever system you put in place.
And it just automatically responded, oh, that is so good.
I read the comments and it upsets me so much. I'm like, bruh, this person is trying to have a conversation with you.
Yeah. So like somewhere in the post is like, it might say like comment cash to get the full breakdown.
You know what's worse? You know what's worse? That's not even what it says. It's just they have all of their comments set to do this.
Oh.
So this is not even a conversation that requires
that's terrible.
That. Yeah.
It's just, they're just,
yeah.
You've got to be a lot more intentional where that's concerned.
So you're using automation and you're doing it lazily on top of it. That is so upsetting.
Oh my gosh. And you will turn people off where that thing is concerned.
And it's people I respect and like I know in real life.
And you're just like,
so I'm this close to screenshotting and being like, bruh.
don't do
Come
this.
on.
Not like this.
Fix it.
That's so good. But I think these are the conversations that I think make things real. They make things tangible. I'm kind of like, I was like, which way should I go? Which way should I go? Which way should I go? Okay. Assistant, not replacement. I'll stay with, this is point number one, assistant, not replacement. Position AI as the intern that handles the grunt work, titles, descriptions, summaries, so the creator can focus on the message. But here's the thing that I'll add on top of that is, even with the title, even with the description, even with the summary, check it.
Yeah.
Don't be lazy. I think that's the critical, that's what you just talked about a second ago. Don't be lazy.
Yeah.
Just because AI is providing a particular service,
right,
doing a task for you,
correct,
doesn't mean, like, if you had an intern, a real intern doing that, you already know, like, that intern's still learning. So, hey, before you post that,
let me see
bring it over here.
Yeah.
Let me see it. No, not like this.
That's such a good point to make.
Yeah.
If you had an intern, I'm someone who most of my corporate work was done using interns.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely.
Because I worked in like nonprofit work, government work. So
interns
a lot of times
were the order of the day.
Fellows, interns, that's what we do.
Right.
So very often my team is made up of people with far less like experience and education than me.
Yeah.
And that I'm fine with that because I'm overseeing it, right?
Yes.
I am not having them, like you said, create and then push things out, send reports to my president or whatever without me having looked at it.
No.
So why are you doing that with AI?
Why are you doing, this is the piece. This is a huge component. That's why it's number one.
Yeah.
It is not the end all be all. And I think it comes back to that whole concept of seeing AI as being this smarter entity than you.
Yeah.
No,
it's not.
It's not actually.
It's not. And I just really want to emphasize that AI is not creating anything new. I need you guys to know that. AI is scraping the internet for information, data, graphics, visuals that people like you and me have put on the internet, and it's essentially stealing.
It is.
It's stealing from all those people and packaging it and giving it to you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not even the truth. Sometimes it's telling you lies. It's because it is not a thinking,
that's the problem,
human.
No.
It's just scraping together something. And often, if you use it often enough, it's giving you what it thinks you want to hear.
It's
or
algorithmic.
What you want to read.
It's algorithmic in its responses, meaning you can get stuck in an echo chamber.
Correct.
You won't get differing perspectives and views as you would if you were sitting in a room of real pinchable people. You get what you want to hear.
I need to vent about that really quick.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think any of them will watch this. If they do, this is how you guys are going to find out how I feel. All right. I am the leader of an organization.
Yes.
Okay. I'm the leader of an organization.
Yes.
And I find myself, I've been in leadership since I was like 11 years old. So I've been doing this for a long time. When I am the person in charge, I like to get buy-in and participation from the people who are under the umbrella of my leadership by having them, like, we group think.
Yeah.
We will think through this together.
Yeah.
So if we're creating I am not going to create the mission by myself. I am going to sit down and say, how do we want to craft our mission statement? Here are some of the sentiments that we want people to think when it comes to our organization. How do we put that together?
Mercy.
Do you know that this last year in my organization, let's ask Chat.
Yeah.
Let's just put it into ChatGPT. I was like, No, I'm asking you guys.
Oh my
You
word.
guys are on the board of this organization with me because of what you bring to the table.
Wow.
You are a blank.
Yes.
Right? In your professional
You
world.
have this.
You have this real world experience.
Yes.
You have children who have experienced this. I want your brains to come together and use the experience, the knowledge, the creativity you have to craft an answer.
There's no way you would get that robust an answer, well thought out, different perspectives by just asking Chat.
And that's what they're doing. That upset me so much. And I have to be honest, I immediately lose a little bit of respect for you when you do that. As I'm like, okay, now I know that this is the kind of person that you are. You're refusing to use your brain.
You're outsourcing, and you're outsourcing in the wrong way.
Yes.
In
no
a
one is
very,
thinking
very
critically
wrong way.
anymore. No one wants to be creative anymore.
That right there.
This is why I'm Amish.
This is why I'm Amish. I love the Amish.
Catch me in the horse and buggy, because I'm so anti that I'm like, I have to go in the opposite direction. I just have to.
It's like I've got to have an equal and opposite response.
Correct. I'm trying to like balance the scales of the universe at this point, because y'all won't stop asking chat.
Some say that you can have or apply an 80-20 rule.
Okay.
In terms of this thing, I don't know that it works in every scenario.
Okay.
But when we're talking about processes and systems and procedures, I think that this still can work when it comes on to, using AI. The challenge for content creators is that there's some form of transformation to happen.
Yeah.
And there's no way that that's going to happen without story. And this is where it completely falls off the table.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can get, 4 bullet points from my assistant, real person, or from Gemini, which is AI. But those 4 points, if I just read them to you, they would mean absolutely nothing.
Correct.
It's because I am putting my own experiences, my own stories,
right,
and sharing the stories of those who I have actually had an opportunity to work with that actually give it relevance. Now, there are times where I will disagree with my virtual assistant who will come up with, and I'll be like, I don't necessarily agree with this one.
Right.
But I'm interested in hearing why.
Right.
I can't actually have that conversation
with Gemini.
But
you know what though? People are having the conversations, Kirk, and that's where that's how we're ending up with brain rot and AI slop, because you guys think that you're talking to a person and you're not.
Family.
You're not.
But I think this is why I wanted to set that baseline of, if you approach AI from the perspective of it's smarter than me, it can do this better than me, it's just not a real person. It has all the answers. Then you're not gonna really vibe with what we're talking about here today. You're just not.
Yeah.
But if you are looking at, or better yet, if you have that healthy fear, because I think that's another reason why a lot of us struggle with this whole AI concept, because we don't have that healthy thing at the back of our like am I using too much?
Right. I need to be careful. Let me set some boundaries around what I am using this for.
Now, I've had the opportunity to sit with what I could only call a prompt
expert.
Genie. Like, this guy is a wizard. And what I found is the old principle of technology, which AI is just the latest flavor.
Yeah, right.
Still applies.
Okay.
Garbage in, garbage out. That's what I spent 2 hours with this man and spent what some would call an obscene amount of money. And I left there saying, okay.
Yeah.
It's
the same
still
principle
up to us.
applies. Yeah.
Same principle applies, but it's still very much like the context that he gave AI.
Okay.
In order for him to get that level of response. And here's the other thing that was very clear in that session with this guy was he was in control.
Right.
There was nothing that AI was giving that he was like, oh, man, this is phenomenal.
Right.
No, even as it gave certain nuances, is like, you missed the mark here.
Yeah.
I like this, but you did not include these pieces of what I put in my context. I'm just like, bruh. He just kept on at it. But the initial context he gave it was, in my opinion, what nobody is willing to do.
Okay.
And that's why you're not going to get the same kinds of responses. Nobody's willing. If you don't even want to give your ManyChat the context that don't look at this post, because I'm not actually looking for you to DM people on these particular. If you're already applying that level of laziness, then
it's
the
not
challenge is you're never going to put in that kind of prompt that's going to turn out that level of response.
Correct.
And that's where I find we're not playing with apples and apples. And if you're not willing to do that, that's okay. That's where I'm saying use it in your operations.
Yes.
I'm not going to.
Can we give some examples?
Yeah.
When we say use it in your operations versus
like using it in your content
creatively.
Yeah. Right.
To create.
Yeah, no. Let's absolutely give examples. And that's what I was just going to say this. If I can warm something up in the microwave or the oven, I'm gonna if it's not gonna kill it,
Right.
I'm gonna warm it up in the microwave.
Okay.
'Cause I don't have the kind of time.
Correct.
So I'm not against using it for stuff like I need to post to like 4 or 5 different platforms. I'm just gonna type it, give it the thing, and let it post. That I'm going to use utilities for.
Right.
That if I need to gain chapter markers for a particular video, I don't want to watch
the whole
45 minutes.
Yes, yeah.
It is actually a waste of my intellect and thinking and time to actually go and do. So no, yes, I give AI the ability to do those things. If it comes up with a description, I may use it.
Oh, yeah.
I may not.
Yeah.
But you do need to understand that a description isn't a thesis,
right?
Isn't a book. Like, you know, some of us really, we want this thing. No. A description needs to hit a couple of points. And actually, sometimes, for many of us, AI does that better.
Yeah, it'll make it more succinct, probably.
More succinct,
right.
And they're going to play with the algorithm. What are the keywords I need to use in the description? So sometimes AI actually does some of those things better because the rest of us were like, oh, on a Tuesday, I was thinking.
Right.
No, bro. Right. It's the description for your YouTube video.
It wasn't AI creating the video, right?
No, no.
For the creative aspect of it, you actually used your brain and your talent
to come up with it.
And then for the systems processes part of it, you use AI.
AI. Absolutely. I'm a proponent where that's concerned because I don't necessarily like that whole chapter thing. Man, I'm telling you. That was the bane of my existence.
Yeah,
man.
that's a lot.
Because the chapters are so critically important. Especially, somebody puts in search and it goes right to that chapter of your video. Right. It's perfect.
Yeah.
But man, no. Yeah.
I think that's a really good example.
Yeah. The time
I think
it
that's
took.
a good example.
So that piece, I think the 80-20 rule really does apply. You're doing the 20%. There's a 20% that you can easily outsource to AI, especially if it's not part of the creative process.
Yeah.
Now, I struggle with blank page syndrome.
Okay.
So I know that's not everybody. Some people see a blank page and they get giddy. When I see a blank page, I find something else to do.
Yeah.
I literally will put that thing off for weeks and months.
Yeah.
So what I do, and I've noticed this, I will ask AI to give me, and I do context vomit. So I mean it's gonna be I do voice type. It's gonna be a paragraph or two of context, and then it gives me back a couple of nuggets, maybe 4 points.
Okay.
What
as a starting point.
What I end up with sometimes is totally different than what I was given, but because I didn't have a blank page, I'm able to work.
Okay.
So I think that's just, again, understanding yourself, and that's how it plays into my creative process. But it's still very much Kirk.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you gonna say?
No, I was just thinking about the examples that apply to me, but I think it's something similar. I don't really use generative AI for real. It's like I don't want it creating pictures or visuals or anything like that for me. I think that
term is we have not said before. So let's
yeah, we don't want AI to essentially generate new context, visuals. I don't want that.
I don't want it creating.
That's what my brain is for. Yeah, exactly. I generate.
Absolutely.
That's what God created me to do. Okay?
It is a God-given gift that he has given to his children, human beings.
Humans.
The power to create.
And to reason.
And to reason. Ooh.
That's the other thing.
I don't think he did not give us in a vacuum.
No.
He gave them both to us, and I think it's the melding of the two that makes us uniquely us.
Right.
That's great.
So I don't want AI to generate reasoning for me or any creative sort of even and this is me being like a little bit of a snob. I don't want AI writing my emails. I don't like that people do that.
No, I don't like that either.
I just feel like when you're meant to communicate with people, there's a humanness to it that I would like to preserve. Yes, that I would like to preserve in my conversation with people.
Yeah, comments, emails.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, you can't. AI can't do any in person. At least, praise God, not yet. But I'm just saying.
Don't give them ideas.
These are the challenges. I think the context is the context. I mean, I would not. I mean, again. When the car was created, I get in the car, I go to certain place, I get out of the car and do what I need to do. The car was part of my system, part of my operations.
Right.
But I am not saying, hey, car, what do you think I should do today? Right? No, you don't get to decide.
Where should I go today?
No.
Car, take me where you think I should go.
No. no. And this is, if you don't get anything else, you're in charge.
Right.
You are in charge. This is why I started by saying it's the intern. It's not the boss.
Right.
You get to tell it what to do. I am not a proponent of generative AI either. I don't think you should be using it to actually create video. Like that whole, I hate those. But
and it's, I do want you guys to know I'm never going to stop calling it AI slop because I can tell when you're doing it.
It's AI
Those
slop.
videos that you guys are using,
It's
that
AI
you're
slop.
using, it's slop. It's
AI
not
slop.
It's not well done.
So this is a great segue into point number 3. So point number 2 was assistant, not replacement.
Yeah.
That was point number 1. Point number 2 was the 80-20 rule, right? 80%, 20% using AI, but you got to have the connection in the store. You cannot outsource certain pieces, especially when it comes on to building rapport and connection with people. But the third one is transparency builds trust. And I want to encourage folks to really, be open about when they use tools versus when they are raw fostering, because that builds trust.
Yes.
I cannot tell you, you've kind of said it already. Because, I was like, I almost want to screenshot it and send it to my friend and say, guy, don't do this.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Because I'm almost, even in the post, you can say something like, hey, comment such and such, and ManyChat is going to respond with this.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Right.
That just kind of
it just gives
puts
people,
it over there.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I think what it is the deceptive nature of it seeming like it's you and it's not.
It's not.
And I think we have gotten to the point on social media where people understand it's a bot responding to you or whatever.
Right.
But the fact that bot in general has a negative connotation,
it does.
right? And you not kind of owning that this is what it is makes it feel like nefarious, like, do
you know that as you upload a video on YouTube, there is a toggle or a yes/no bullet point that you have to say, is this altered content or is this AI generated content? You have to actively say yes or no. Now, I know people who unfortunately
they are not being
answering that truthfully. They are there is things in that video that were generated by AI. And even if it was just an image, y'all, you need to be checking.
Okay, because I looked up, I just wanted to give you guys the actual definition for generative AI, right?
I think that's good
generative
context.
artificial intelligence it's a subfield of artificial intelligence that uses generative models to create text, images, videos, audio, software code, or other forms of data.
Yeah.
So it is creating these images, videos, that kind of thing, as opposed to you having created it and perhaps using AI to format it differently or something, right? So let's say you had information given to you in text and you wanted that information to be turned into some kind of spreadsheet that you could use later, right? That's more so using AI to change formatting.
It into format.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And it is not creating text or visuals or images or
new.
video, anything like that. Yeah.
No. That's the line. That makes it very simple. If I'm giving you the thing and asking you to give it back to me in a particular way, that's different.
Yeah.
But even with that, because some people will say, well, that's the same as doing a prompt and then giving you back a image or a thumbnail or something like that. I still don't believe that's I think that's still generative.
Yeah.
I think there is something to be said for owning the end product.
Right.
And regardless of whether or not you used AI or you didn't, you own it. You need to take responsibility for what that end product does in the world. And this is the challenge I have with so many folks. It's like, if my pushback to you and your concept, your thesis, the thing that you're sharing online, if your response to my pushback is, well, I got this from AI, that's a problem.
I saw a video this morning.
Problem.
I saw a video on TikTok where a lawyer was talking about a real world court case that we all know about right now. I promise 98% of us know about this court case, right? And this lady was talking about the case from her perspective as a lawyer, right? The context she didn't give is that she's a real estate lawyer. Not a criminal. She's no criminal defense, prosecutorial experience, right? So she's saying, oh yeah, I'm a lawyer, and based on my expertise, this is my take on the case, and this is what this person's lawyers should be having him do, right? And she's doing this, make no mistake, she's doing this to sway the like public opinion on that person and on that case.
Mm-hmm.
And so an actual practicing lawyer in that field takes on her video and he just breaks it down point by point. This is where she's wrong. This is where she's wrong. This is where she's wrong. And at some point he says, the reason why she is analyzing this incorrectly is because she's using AI.
Ooh.
He said she took these court documents, she put them in AI, and she asked AI to analyze it for her.
Ooh.
And both she and AI are wrong.
My goodness.
And he just went point by point and explained why it's wrong. God. And I was like, this is the problem.
Yeah.
This is the problem. You're not using your brain or expertise.
Yeah.
And you're trying to cheat by using AI, and now you're being embarrassed on the internet.
And see, this is where the echo chamber thing comes in as well, because not only did she use AI, she used her AI.
Her AI.
And her AI knows
Correct.
that she's a real
her
estate
AI,
lawyer.
That's right. And not only that, her AI knows her political leanings.
It knows
her political leanings,
Good
and it is
night.
giving her that information through like tinted glasses.
Yeah.
Based on her political leanings, as opposed to the black and white of the court of law.
See, these are. I just hope that you sink your teeth into this thing. We're not gonna beat the dead horse for too much longer.
Please, as an Amish, I do not beat the horse.
We're not gonna beat the horse. We love the horse. We love the horse here. But I do think that this is food for thought. I think that this should be a conversation that you have with your team.
Yeah,
it should be at least a thought process that you go through as you analyze your entire process.
Mm-hmm.
As you think about your entire operations.
Yeah.
What does it take for you to put out content? What is that, iterative cycle that you go through to create content? And what are some of the pieces in that cycle that could easily be truncated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cut down the time by using a tool. And I'm not saying AI only, because there are some tools that I use in my process that are not. They're not AI.
That's my
They're
other
just
thing
tools.
is there are a lot of things that were already available to us, and people just weren't using it. Maybe because it wasn't as easy or as readily accessible as AI is being sold to you that it is.
So true.
But some of this stuff you don't actually need AI to do.
You don't need AI to do. No, when this video is done, it uploads to Google Drive, and then the editor edits it, and then he sends it back to me in Frame.io. I've just named 2 tools that have saved me a lot of time.
Right.
But neither of them are AI.
Right.
And I'm just saying, whatever those tools are, even if they are AI, you're the owner, you're the boss.
Right.
And this is the last piece, and I'm going to say it intentionally from this perspective, because it is a universal term.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the fourth point is reclaiming your Sabbath. So many creators are burnt out because their iterative cycle is so labor intense that they can't rest.
Right.
And I'm not saying, I'm not speaking specifically to the 7th-day Sabbath, even though that's not a bad idea.
Right.
I'm just saying you should be able to have built into your process a time where you get a break.
Right.
Because you're always having to touch it.
Right.
You will come to resent it, and that's how you get into burnout.
Mm-hmm.
Use these tools, which could include AI, to reclaim your time and get some rest.
Right.
Like, fam, like the peace I feel.
Yeah.
So one of the tools I use, I have a video editor that I did not find through AI. I found him in real life. But I do have some friends and clients actually that I have walked through the process to go through Upwork, to go through Fiverr and find, team members, a graphic designer, a video editor, because they want to create content, but they're not looking to get, I don't want to be all these things.
Yeah.
They have a VA that does the description, title, tags, uploading it, but they have a video editor and they have a graphic designer as well. They're not looking for all things in one person, even though sometimes you can get lucky.
Right.
But the point is, even that real human is a team member, and they become part of your process.
Right.
You can now rest.
Right.
And that's what I really hope that people don't walk away with, think twice before you use AI.
Right.
I hope that came across.
Yeah.
Think twice.
That's what we're saying. And think also about the environment. I'm sorry, I have a degree in biology.
Yeah, listen, put it out there.
My background is science, and I still am a scientist.
Yeah.
We are just Google. Don't put it into chat. Google how much water. And this is like potable water, fresh water, because it can't be like, it's not sewer water that they're using. Right. It has to actually use fresh water that is required for AI to work.
Mercy.
Look up what the data centers that AI requires, what it is doing to the communities where they place it.
Wow.
Those data centers are not in Bel Air.
Nope.
They're not in, right? Nope. Like they're not in Hilton Head. Nope. They're not in they are in Memphis.
Yep.
They're trying to put it in certain areas in Atlanta, in areas where vulnerable, marginalized
people groups,
minority groups are. That's where they're placing these data centers. And just look up, people are talking about it, right? It is there. People are saying like, we can hardly breathe outside our homes.
My God.
Our filters, we're having to change them more often because of the air outside of our homes.
Wow.
So there is a cost to this. I just want to be clear. It feels to you like it's nothing.
Boom, like I just use this and away I go.
Correct. But there is a cost. And to be clear, there has always been a cost for using technology.
Always been a cost,
right? Like if you learn about the
automobile already,
the batteries
for sure.
that are in our cell phones, they have to be mined.
They do.
They are often mined by children.
They are,
right? So I am not just villainizing AI.
Yeah,
I am not just.
We have to think about.
We just have to think about the
cost of ownership,
right? So if it costs that much, if it has that much, like of a footprint on our planet, on our fellow humans. Use it wisely if you're going to use it
wisely. Use it wisely. But I love this, and this is a great place for us to land in this for this particular episode. But I also want to say the converse of what you're saying, which has been repeated before.
Yeah.
The reason why mental capacity is diminishing year over year over year is because we've found ways to outsource our mental activity.
Correct.
We are not exercising. We only use a fraction of the brain. Look how big that thing is. I mean, especially for somebody like me. That one is huge.
Not a big old head.
But I'm just saying, like, we should be finding ways that we can actually increase our mental capacity and exercises. There's the guy that I follow that is, he has a channel on Harvard Business Review, and he was talking about silence. And he was talking about all the reasons why we avoid silence and the things that trigger in our minds when silence is there that we avoid by the scroll, by listening to podcasts. Putting something on in the car while you're driving, even while you're washing dishes. People will put in their headphones. We avoid silence, and the reason why we do that is because once we're not focused on external stimulation, the brain now goes to the mental checklist, the mental things that have not been, when Danita talked about a story that doesn't have an ending, like immediately you're like, what's the ending there?
Correct.
The brain is looking to bookend certain things. Okay, so we started this, but then what's the end piece? The brain will start to ask you certain questions that you're not comfortable with.
You don't want to
This
answer.
is the reason why we're like, no. Let me put the headphones in.
Yeah.
Let me think about it. Let me listen to this podcast. Let me go and watch this show. Let me binge watch this series. All of those things. Even a sermon. Honestly, it's just across the board.
I know some people who have church playing all day long, but
all day, 'cause
you're never silent. You're never with your thoughts. And I'm not blaming you. I'm very similar. Like I'm the kind of person who always had something going.
We're part of it. Yeah. We're speaking to ourselves as well.
Correct. Yeah. So we have to learn to be able to be quiet and reflect and think, and things like that.
And that one practice increases mental capacity.
So I just, again, as a scientist, I don't want to just throw stuff out there. Okay.
I love it.
But it is from MIT, I think I want to say October, November of 2025, this study came out that showed that excessive reliance on AI-driven solutions can contribute to cognitive atrophy, or essentially the shrinking of your critical thinking abilities. Like direct correlation.
Mercy. Come on, that's not like a couple of brain comes.
Right.
No, direct.
And mind you, this is not like a long-term study.
Yeah,
This is in the short term. So
it's not.
imagine what we will find long term.
Long term, yeah.
If we're already seeing that, if we can already show,
and AI hasn't been around that long.
It hasn't been around that long.
Yeah.
So again, I just want us to use it wisely.
You're the
use
boss.
it wisely. Use your brains.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, use your brains. You don't have to pull it out every single time.
If someone asks you about your feelings and you have to use AI to tell me,
that's not the one.
We have to be like, wait, am I okay?
Oh, yeah, clearly.
Is everything all right?
And listen, the thing, I want to land here. But we gave you all the points. Okay, assistant, not replacement. 80-20 rule. Transparency builds trust. So be telling people when you're using AI. And we talked about reclaiming the Sabbath, but this is a good point to end on.
Mm-hmm.
That reclaiming Sabbath part has two pieces to it. So yes, these tools can help you have time in your schedule so that you can rest, but you also need to, regardless of whether you have the tools or not, schedule and prioritize a Sabbath so that you can reconnect with you.
Yeah.
So that you can check in with you. So you can check in with the people you love.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no technology required. No technology allowed.
Correct.
How about that?
Yeah.
So having those times will help to inform and give you clarity on how and what you want to employ, how you want to revamp your processes, but also just why you're doing it in the first place.
Correct.
When you reconnect with family, it's just like, okay.
Yeah, I know why I'm doing this. I know what's important and what's not. I know what's
important to me.
Yeah.
And that's super critical for the creator, but I think it's critical for every aspect of life. I know today, that's what our main focus on the How It All Works podcast is creators, but this particular episode, I think it's good for anybody across the board. If you're using AI, you need to be clear on the costs, both internally and environmentally, and you have to have that perspective of it is my employee or intern, not even employee.
Exactly.
It's lower.
Exactly.
It's my intern. I tell it what to do.
Yeah.
And I don't have to have it do something every single moment of every day.
I can still use my brain.
I'm trying to get y'all across the line, and I hope that you guys chime in below. If you are also Amish, I want to hear that below. Just type the word.
When it comes to AI specifically,
I love this.
If you are Amish,
yes,
like
I want to see those comments below. If you're horse and buggy, let us know. I would love to hear that.
Yeah.
But family, this has been another episode of the How It All Works podcast. I'm your host, Kirk Nugent. This is my lovely co-host,
Taina Nixon.
And family, we are going to see you in the next one.